have Pamela Carter running for Scottsdale City Councilor. Pamela, thank you so much for joining me. I just read that one of the most expensive cities in the country right now is here in Scottsdale with an average price of over $700,000. That's really hard for first-time home buyers. We're also having an influx of people move here because Scottsdale's so great. So how can we make Scottsdale affordable for our workforce, such as our first responders, our teachers, our nurses, etc.?
Right. Well, first of all, great to be with you today on your podcast. I was born in Arizona, raised here. I'm a native Arizonan as well as raised in the Scottsdale area.
Love it.
I was a first-time home owner by the time I was 21. With money I saved and earned by working after school. So I also owned my first business at the age of 23 and bought my second home. So I know that it can be done. I think that we're a tax and spend society. I think that we are an entitlement generation, meaning that we're really not taught the value of hard work, saving. It's more of a spend society, and that generation, I think our police force, our nurses, I think with hard work, they can own a home. In fact, I was doing some research. There's 53 homes that are affordable right here in Scottsdale. They may not be huge mansions, but it is possible. If I did it at 21 and 23, I've also owned my first business right here in Scottsdale. I was the owner of a sports medicine and weight training facility. It was the largest in the nation at the time. We borrowed $50,000 from the Small Business Administration to start that business. For 10 years, we owned that. So I know that there are many entrepreneurs, even among our first responders and our police force. In fact, if they can't afford to buy a home, perhaps they need a raise.
That's a whole different question. I'm liking where you're headed, though. Tell me, Ms. Carter, how do you plan on working with intergovernmental bodies such as the Salt River Pima Maricopa County Tribe, the Maricopa County, as well as the surrounding valley cities that encircle Scottsdale?
I love that question because that is really one of my issues, that I want to work not only with the City Council, but I want to reach out. I want to reach out to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. We have a lot of crime, and we actually have an invasion coming over from the border. And now the drug cartels are coming into Scottsdale, Phoenix. Trafficking has increased. In fact, Phoenix is one of the largest purporters of sex trafficking, human trafficking, and it's billions and billions of dollars. And Phoenix is, and it is coming over to Scottsdale.
We do touch,
so,
yes.
Yeah, we do. So I want to work with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. I want to work with our intergovernmental agencies. I have a lot of friends that are running for office right now. I want to reach out to our legislators, as well as Senate, House Representatives, and see what we can do to stop some of the crime, working with our police departments as well. So I love that question because I feel like we're not an island unto ourselves.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are 3 main areas of improvement or changes that are on your agenda if you're elected to Scottsdale City Council?
Okay, I've got them for you.
I'm ready.
I want to protect, promote, and preserve Scottsdale. So by protect, I mean we want to protect the uniqueness of Scottsdale. Because I am a native Arizonan. I grew up in Scottsdale. I've seen the changes that have come over our city, the high-rise, high-density apartments coming in. Think about it this way. If you had 300 homes in a small area of a few acres, how much would that affect our infrastructure? How much would it affect traffic? So if you think about this high-density development that's going on right here in our city, you've got to remember that those apartments are really not going to be affordable for the average person because people want to move to Scottsdale. And so that's one of my issues. I want to protect the uniqueness of Scottsdale, what I grew up in, being able to walk down the street, feel safe in my neighborhood. So we want to protect that uniqueness. We want to also preserve Old Town Scottsdale. A lot of our children, our grandchildren, do not even know what it was like back several years ago. To walk down the street of Old Town and see our Western heritage. I want to preserve it as a historic district for future generations. And then I want to promote tourism for Scottsdale. Tourism is the number one aspect of our economy here in Scottsdale. So I want to promote tourism, make sure that our businesses, our small businesses, are not affected, they are not shut down. Now, I do think the council can do something about that. We can, working with our mayor, of course, never shut down our small businesses. We lost a lot of business here in Scottsdale and Phoenix. A lot of businesses were shut down during the pandemic. I am not in favor of that. I think it should be something that the business owners decide to do, whether they want to maybe cut their hours down, but to shut down our whole economy all across America, I am not in agreement with that. I think it's really hurt. It's really hurt our economy. It's hurt our small businesses. Many people were affected by the shutdowns.
What are some ways that you've been involved in the city besides running for city council?
Oh my goodness. Well, outside of running a huge business, in fact, it became the largest in the nation at the time, right here in Scottsdale. I reached out to the mayor. We reached out to sports teams. We worked with Phoenix Suns, the NFL players, and we did sports injuries. So we had a community really right in our business. And then I also worked with many nonprofit organizations. In fact, I own a nonprofit called Creative Genius Media, which I want to reach out. And then all the finances that come in for that, I want to funnel into our social programs. I worked and also was on the board with Help for Kids, which has won national acclaim. It actually won the Martin Luther King Award. It's won 3 presidential awards with, I'm on their board. And we did backpacks for the children during summer for at-risk children. We did food boxes. And so I've worked in that arena. I've been a volunteer in church and many civic groups. And I love the fact that what we need to do is promote charities. And the city council can work with those charities. In fact, we have set aside money to give to Big Brothers and some of those agencies. And I think that we can do a lot on the council to promote those social programs. But I do not believe that our money, our taxpayer money, should be put into that. I think that we need to work with other agencies. They're already doing the job. And we need to promote and help them and assist them in doing their job better, to reach out to the homeless and those, our seniors that may be suffering right now with food boxes, that sort of thing. But I think the council can be very instrumental in helping our communities and our seniors. So that's what I would like to do as a councilwoman.
I love that. For the last minute that we have here, tell me, why should we in Scottsdale vote for Ms. Pamela Carter?
Well, I will tell you why.
I love it. Go.
Because I'm passionate. I am a woman of passion, and I'm a woman of action. I don't just talk about it, I do it. So you give me a goal, and I'm going to go for it. And so I believe that, again, I want to just reiterate, I want to protect Scottsdale, I want to preserve its heritage, and I want to promote Scottsdale. So if you are not liking the high-rise overdevelopment, the apartment buildings coming into our neighborhoods, that's going to be bringing in more people It affects water, it affects traffic, and I want to slow down that type or just stop it altogether because we already have 10,000 apartments on the books ready to be built anytime. So, but I want to keep it the beautiful city that I grew up in, and I want to see Scottsdale prosper. And it's really a city of people, relationships, and families. It isn't, I don't like the fact that it's going to be urbanized. I think that that's not what Scottsdale is all about. I think that we want to preserve what I grew up in and for future generations.
I love that. And if you want to find out more information, please go visit PamelaCarter.com. I will have that link in the description of this podcast as well. Ms. Carter, thank you so much for joining me at the table today. Best of luck. Please go vote. Early voting has already started on July 6th, and you can go to the ballot on August 2nd. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.